Alright, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'Shem Rukakudash. Alright, double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well and teach well. And peace and blessings to the elect, sincere brothers of Israel out there that's pushing this word in all truth and sincerity. Alright, I'm going to title this video, The Irish Are Not from the Tribe of Dan. Alright, because I'm gonna address this topic because I was watching this video of this Irishman who is most likely a Jake. I perceive him as a Jake. He's got that zeal, but not according to knowledge. Because he was going in on how the Irish are from the tribe of Dan, and the origin of that belief is from like some Irish mythology. I forget the exact story, but there's like this goddess. Her name was like Danu, and I don't know, some story, but it's all mythology. All right, it's not according to biblical prophecy. All right, I'm gonna start by getting that Revelation 19:9. Or I'll start at 10. It says, "And I fell at his feet to worship him. And he said unto me, See thou do it not. I am thy fellow servant, and thy brethren that have the testimony of Yahushua. Worship the Most High Yahweh, for the testimony of Yahushua is the spirit of prophecy." All right. So the testimony of Yahushua is the spirit of prophecy. So here at Great Millstone, we filter everything through the scriptures and line it up with prophecy. So the narrative of anybody being from the tribe of Dan is not according to prophecy, because the prophecy written in Revelation, the 7th chapter, talks about 12,000 from each 12 tribes of Israel, but Dan is not included in this. All right, and I'm going to read it. All right, Revelation 7:4, "And I heard the number of them which were sealed, and there were sealed 144,000 of all the tribes of the children of Israel. Of the tribe of Judah was sealed 12,000. Of the tribe of Reuben were sealed 12,000. Of the tribe of Gad were sealed 12,000. The tribe of Asher, which is Asher, were sealed 12,000. Of the tribe of Naphtali, were sealed 12,000. The tribe of Manasseh were sealed 12,000, or Manasseh also. Of the tribe of Simeon were sealed 12,000. Of the tribe of Levi were sealed 12,000. Of the tribe of Issachar were sealed 12,000. Of the tribe of Zebulun were sealed 12,000. Of the tribe of Joseph, which is also Ephraim, all right, were sealed 12,000. Of the tribe of Benjamin were sealed 12,000. So nowhere in there is Dan, prophesied to be saved. All right. So someone that's trying to be of the tribe of Dan is is ultimately not trying to be saved. All right. Because when you go into the blessings of the two sons of Joseph, this is why Joseph and Ephraim are synonymous. All right, because Joseph's inheritance went to Ephraim, all right, even though he was the youngest. But Manasseh, is prophesied that they were going to be a part of the two tribes. When you go, I've only found two prophecies that have Dan related into it. One being Genesis 49th chapter, and one being Amos 8:14, I think. And it was referring to the northern tribes. It wasn't even directly to the tribe of Dan. And it's talking about how they were going to be cut off. All right. So I mean, really, you don't. Yeah, I'm going to get into it. Ecclesiastes 12:12, "And further by these, my son, be admonished, of making many books there is no end, and much study is weariness of the flesh." So you trying to go into all these different books and philosophies and all these different things, it causes weariness of the flesh. You trying to grab a little bit of every single information to try to prove one thing. It gets weary. All right. But verse 13, it says, "Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear the Most High Yahweh through His Son Yahweh Shai, and keep His commandments, for this is the whole duty of man." All right. So when you keep things simple, it you fear God, you filter everything through the scriptures, you keep His commandments, and you just try to be righteous. That's the whole duty of man. All right. It's keeping things simple. "For the Most High shall bring every work into judgment, whether with every secret thing, whether it be good, whether it be evil." So He's gonna bring every work into judgment and every secret thing. So now's not the time to know, what happened to the tribe of Dan or where Dan's at now. All right, because at the end of the day, Dan's not written to be saved. All right, so we don't know what happened. All right, but we just focus on what we do know. Keep things simple. All right, this is Ecclesiasticus 3:21. "Seek not out things that are too hard for thee, neither search the things that are above thy strength." Keep things simple. Don't try to overdo it. Don't try to be the one, don't try to be King David. Don't try to be the one that's at the top. Take the low. All right. Proverbs 3:5. "Trust in the Lord with all thine heart, and lean not unto thine own understanding." All right. "In all thy ways acknowledge Him, and He shall direct thy paths." And that's something that that's a good reminder. Every topic that you go into, you gotta pray to the Lord that you'll receive the understanding, and that you won't get any lies mixed and mingled within your studies. All right. And ultimately, we have to be taught by other men. That's a form of proving our humility, is whether or not we're gonna listen to men set up above us. All right, because the Most High, Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, does set up men to teach His word. All right, and the proof of that is in Acts 8:30. It says, "And Philip ran thither to him, and heard him read the prophet Isaiah, and said, Understandest thou what thou readest?" Right, because I believe this was the Ethiopian eunuch that was reading. He was reading aloud, and Philip, heard him, and it was running to him, looked at to him. He was like, "Hey, do you know what you're reading?" Verse 31, "And he said, How can I, except some man should guide me?" So he admitted, he's like, "No, somebody's got to explain this to me. Some man should guide me." All right, he wasn't like, "Get away from me, only this, an angel from above can come down to teach me." No, he had that humble spirit. He's like, he desired Philip that he would come up and sit with him. He's like, "Can you teach me? Can you, break this down for me?" The place of the scriptures which he read was this: "He was led as a sheep to the slaughter, and like a lamb dumb before his shearer, so opened he not his mouth. In his humiliation his judgment was taken away, and who shall declare his generation for his life?" Yeah, but the point is that he knew that a man had to be set over him in order to teach. And this is 1 Corinthians 11:1. Paul, the Apostle Paul, writing to the church in Corinth, says, "Be ye followers of me, even as I also am of Yahushua." Because the scriptures talk about marking the perfect man, which means that word mark meaning scopeo, look, observe. And when you have the spirit of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai on you, you have that spirit of discernment. You can discern who's in order and who's not. And you look and watch for the ones that are in order, and you follow after them. All right? It says, "Now I praise you, brethren, that ye remember me in all things, and keep the ordinances as I delivered them unto you, or to you. And that's what we're about here at Great Millstone, you know, is keeping that ordinance. Let's see, Isaiah 30:20 says, and though the Lord give you the bread of adversity and the water of afflictions, yet shall not thy teachers be removed into a corner any more, but thine eyes shall see thy teachers. So it's more proof that you're going to have physical teachers here that's going to lead you to the truth of Yahweh Bashim Shai, the Most High and His Son. Alright? Yeah, that's pretty much all I have, man. Don't try to go into the breakdown of Dan, alright? Because there isn't one. Different brothers have like their little different theories, but at the end of the day, we all know that the elect aren't going to be out of the tribe of Dan. My personal belief is that I speak as a man, but when you read into the history, there's definitely this group called the tribe of Dan. There's also a tribe of Gilead, and Gilead was I can't remember if it was Ephraim or Manasseh, but there's a tribe of Gilead, and I think the tribe of Gilead was like a mixture between Ephraim and Manasseh, because those tribes mixed, and the Gilead was in between Ephraim and Manasseh. So over time, it kind of created its own tribe, but let's see, that's Genesis 30:10, I think. Nation. Nah, it's in Genesis. I think it might be Genesis. It's either Genesis 30:10 or 35:10. I can't remember. But the point is that Israel is a great nation. Yeah. Genesis 35:10. And the Most High said unto him, Thy son is Jacob. Thy name shall not be called any more Jacob, but Israel shall be thy name. And he called his name Israel. And the Most High said unto him, I am the Most High Almighty. Be fruitful and multiply. A nation and a company of nations shall be of thee, and kings shall come out of thy loins. Alright, meaning, a nation and a company of nations shall be of thee. So out of Israel, you got a lot of different, names that are thrown on us. Because, when you go and break down the 12 tribes chart, Gad, let's start with Gad, because that's the easiest one to break down. It says, North American Indians. But there are a lot of, Native Americans that were, broken up into different tribes. You had the Wichitas, you had the Apaches, you had the Cherokees, and so on and so forth. So Gilead, the tribe of Gilead was just another subdivision of Manasseh or Ephraim. I can't remember which one. I believe it was Manasseh though. So Dan was probably just that first subdivision tribe. All right. So don't it's whatever. I'm not saying that to be true. All right. I speak as a man. That's the tribe of Dan is a secret thing. But what's not so secret. What's been revealed to us is that don't try to be from the tribe of Dan. All right, because he's not relevant when it comes to Revelation, the 7th chapter. All right. So with that, I hope this video was edifying, and shalom.